It has recently come to my attention that conservatives are trying to use the video of me topless at the White House to try to call the community groomers, etc. And I would just like to say that, first of all, going topless in Washington, D.C. is legal. And I fully support the movement in freeing the nipple, because why is my chest now deemed inappropriate or illegal when I show it off?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, we gotta talk about a turn of events that I never thought that I would see in my lifetime, because the Biden administration is learning the hard way what happens when you get in bed with people who are extreme, right? He's learning that, again, when you get in bed with these people, there are consequences, right? And there most certainly were consequences, because if you guys were not aware, there's a whole lot of backlash against Biden in the White House for hosting a pride event, again, in DC at the White House on the lawn, in which you had transgender influencers, like, for example, Rose Montoya, show up to the event and go topless. Yes, this transgender person, who's a transgender woman, okay, a biological male, went topless with the fake boobs, right, on the White House lawn, okay? And now the White House has to come back and ban that influencer from coming to future White House events, plus other influencers who also went topless, because, of course, this was gonna happen, right? And they went a little bit too far, even too far for the woke Biden administration. Again, the irony here is crazy, and I have a whole lot to say about this. But before I get in there, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can check out my new merch. For example, like my signature blacked out edition of my racist mugs, which is a reminder of the 2023 definition of racist according to the left, which is anybody who disagrees with the Democrat Party, has my logo on it as well too. You can check that out plus more at my website, gforemanbcp.com. Get 20% off using discount code TEAMBCP. So without further ado, I actually want to play the clip that actually was posted by Rose Montoya, okay, in which this person shows what they did at the White House that led to their ban. Take a look.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life.
Yeah!
Transgender children.
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You belong.
You are understood.
You are loved.
And you belong. Some of the bravest and most inspiring people I've ever known.
I mean, you're welcome.
Good folks.
Can we take a little video? Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video.
The monument is up, right?
Gay news.
Are we topless at the White House?
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Now, before I really get into this, guys, I want to say this. I want to get this disclaimer. The use of these videos that I'm using is for fair use purposes, okay? It is for commentary and news reporting, okay? This is allowed under law, okay? That I can use this footage for fair use. Now, I'm saying that for a reason, guys, okay? And I don't want to get into details, but just in case a certain influencer wants to get upset about me using this, I'm already saying out loud what this is, okay? So if this has to escalate legally, then we can go there, right? But I'm just saying, this is fair use. So this influencer, Rose Montoya, decided to respond to the backlash that they had been receiving, because, again, a lot of conservatives are upset about what this person did on the White House lawn. And this is what they had to say. Take a look.
It has recently come to my attention that conservatives are trying to use the video of me topless at the White House to try to call the community groomers, etc. And I would just like to say that, first of all, going topless in Washington, D.C. is legal. And I fully support the movement in freeing the nipple, because why is my chest now deemed inappropriate or illegal when I show it off. However, before coming out as trans, it was not. All you're doing is affirming that I am a woman. All you're doing is saying that trans women are women, because for some reason, people like to sexualize women's bodies and say that they are inappropriate. My trans masculine friends were showing off their top surgery scars and living in joy, and I wanted to join them. And because it is perfectly within the law in Washington, D.C., I decided to join them and cover my nipples just to play it safe, because I wanted to be fully free and myself. I had zero intention of trying to be vulgar or be profane in any way. I was simply living in joy, living my truth, and existing in my body. Happy Pride, free the nipple.
Yeah, so it's absolutely amazing how, you know, the people that want to be treated like women so much, once they actually get treated like women, they want to boo-hoo, whine, and complain, talking about, why are you sexualizing women's bodies? Well, because again, traditionally in our society, it has not been okay for women to walk around with their breasts out, because a woman's breasts traditionally have been seen as sexual body parts, right? Again, it's associated with sexual arousal. You know, it's a whole conversation I really don't want to get into. I guess technically you could argue that a man's nipples as well too can arouse a man, but for me personally, you know, that doesn't really work for me. Again, whole nother conversation I don't want to get into, but I'm just saying, this is how we've traditionally treated women, okay? I just don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's okay to do that around children, okay? And it's not okay to do that at the White House, whether you are a man or a woman. And see, this is what this person is missing. I don't think it's appropriate to walk around as a man with your shirt off at this event, specifically at this event on the White House lawn, okay? It's not a pool party, right? It's a pride celebration. Just like it's not appropriate for a woman to walk around with, you know, her breast out or whatever, right? And I'm just saying, you're being treated like a woman here. You're getting the woman's treatment. I don't understand what you're so upset about, right? You want to be treated like a woman. Again, if a biological woman, okay, was to walk around with their breast out, again, most people would say, nah, that's inappropriate. So now that you're being treated like that, I don't understand what you're boohoo whining and complaining about, right? But again, these people, they don't want equal rights. They want special rights. They want the ability to walk around nude and naked, right? To do things other people can't do. And you can't criticize them. You can't say anything to them, or else you're transphobic, you're homophobic, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so let's read more about this, because, again, this is a rare moment of some common sense for the Biden administration. And it sucks that it had to come to this for them to actually realize that this is who they're in bed with. But let's read here. The White House has banned trans influencer Rose Montoya after they flashed their breast at President Biden's pride party, blasting the stunt as, quote, inappropriate and disrespectful. Montoya, 27, was barred from the executive mansion on Tuesday as footage went viral of them pulling their shirt and cupping their breasts moments after meeting President Biden on the South Lawn at a pride party Saturday. In a statement to the Post on Tuesday, a White House spokesperson said they flooded basic etiquette and is now persona non grata. It is now persona non grata at future events. Quote, this behavior is inappropriate and disrespectful for any event at the White House, the flag said. Quote, it is not reflective of the event we hosted to celebrate LGBTQ plus families or the other hundreds of guests who were in attendance. Individuals in the video will not be invited to future events. No, it is 100% representative, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you didn't know, this is the type of stuff that goes on at these kind of events. And this is what conservatives have been talking about from the get-go, right? While Joe Biden and the Democrats tried to accuse us of being homophobic and transphobic because we don't want kids at these events, we quite literally were telling you guys, look, we don't want kids there because this is the type of stuff that they do, right? So I want you guys to understand what's going on here. These same people who call us bigots for saying we don't think kids should be going to these pride events because of stuff like this, they have agreed that, oh, wait, this behavior, this overtly sexualized behavior, which again is common at these events, right? Again, White House had a Pride event. They started doing this stuff. Anybody who's actually paying attention to what's going on should not be surprised. But the White House has agreed that, wait, even this is too inappropriate for us, right? This is inappropriate for the White House. So why would you think it's okay for kids to go to these events if you know that this is the type of behavior that goes on at these events? It's amazing how all this stuff comes full circle. And this is what happens when you get in bed with these types of people, when you try to pretend like they're elements in this movement that don't exist, that do exist, that are overtly sexual. The whole movement is about sex. Hence, okay, the word sex, the first three letters, S-E-X, when we're talking about sexuality. Sexuality is about sex. Okay, so these people are going to be overtly sexual. They're going to do stuff like this because that's their whole identity. They built their whole brand, their whole life off of being overtly sexual. So yes, when they show up to a pride party at the White House, guess what? They're going to be overtly sexual. And it just so happens that there were children around there, right? There was children around. So again, this is what we got going on here, right? This is what the Biden administration is endorsing. Okay, this is what they're endorsing. And then they want to be surprised when it comes back to bite them in the butt. But we told you that this is what it was, right? We told you that this is what is prevalent at these types of events. And the Democrats, because they're dummies and they've sold their souls, sign up for this, right? They signed up for this. Biden's on the White House lawn talking about how kids should get sex change operations. It's ridiculous. It really is. Again, it's hard to imagine that 15 years ago, the Democrat Party, the same party, Joe Biden, was against gay marriage. He didn't even think gay people should get married, right? 15 years later, fast forward, this man, again, is advocating for sex change operations for children in the name of LGBTQ. These people will do anything for money and power because they know this is not right. They know it's not okay, the type of stuff that you see at these events. They know children should be exposed to it. But again, will this be a wake-up call to them? Will this be a wake-up call and let them know, hey, look, you know, maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't get too close, right, with these people and some of these people in this movement because of the things that they tend to do sometimes? Nah. They're going to continue to do it. They're going to continue to do it. I'm surprised that they actually did this. I'm surprised they actually took the chance of being called transphobic, okay, by banning them from the White House. But again, there's some things that are just too far, right? Imagine how the normal everyday person is seeing this. You got people going topless on the White House lawn around children. And the Democrats are endorsing it, right? Joe Biden's up there smiling, right? Look at him smile. Look at him smiling in this picture, right? He don't know that this is actually a biological male, right? He thinks he's taking a picture with a model, right? A woman. This is what he thinks. It's a shame. It's embarrassing. Again, the Democrat Party has sold their soul, right? And this is what happens. This is what happens when you get in bed with these types of people. And again, when I say that, I'm not talking about the whole LGBTQ community, because I hope that a vast majority of the LGBTQ community, they don't agree with this type of stuff. They don't agree with pushing it on children. They don't agree with, you know, going topless in public and stuff like that. I hope not. But when, again, you embrace a whole movement the way that the Democrats have embraced it, this is what happens. You would think that if these people actually cared about respect, right, that they wouldn't be hanging the pride flag in the middle of two American flags, disrespecting the American flag, right? Now all of a sudden they care about disrespect. Oh, transgender person goes topless, right? Oh man, this was disrespectful. Well, it's a little bit too late for that, right? A little bit too late for that, but still, it's interesting that they made this move. Okay, we're gonna see if the Biden White House gets any backlash. They're called transphobic for doing this. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.